Hey, Nathan here helping you become a better jungler. I have my first review video actually on the new patch, preseason patch 9.23. This is an Evelynn who submitted a review request over on my website from the EUS server, Platinum 3. This guy plays a lot of Eve. He wanted me to look at this game specifically because he wanted to know how to correctly play in the mid game, how to transition his lead into objectives, and he also wanted to know some tips on how to track the enemy junglers and count their CS properly. So obviously, like tracking the enemy jungler is a huge skill that you need to learn as a jungler, just to help your team and sort of know the way that you want to be pathing around the map. And in terms of counting CS properly, this has actually become a lot less important now with the new change to the jungle. With the spawn time is now at 2 minutes instead of 2 minutes 30 seconds, because like your camps are just feel like they're constantly up like all the time. And actually is not counter jungling is not as um, important in terms of like denying experience and gold than it was before, because I feel like as a jungler you can really just focus one side of the map and you don't really get punished on the other side of the map that much at all from it. I mean, you still do, but just not as much as the season 9. So definitely still important, but sort of saying that it's a little bit less important now, especially after like the first clear. It's more that you're looking at tracking the jungler, knowing what side of the map they're on, so then you can know, all right, well, they haven't been top side for a bit, so now I can go top side and take their jungle. So we'll jump into this review here. We'll start with the Eve's runes. So we're going electric here. This is very standard sudden impact, eyeball collection, relentless hunter, and absolute focus gathering storm. Yep. So this is definitely the perfect rune path for Evelynn currently. I haven't really seen any other variations in the current like patch 9.23, but again that could change soon. But definitely think that's the strongest right now. So let's just get your vision here. So you do go here to defend your red, which is good. Quick analysis of the matchups. So you have a Trinity on your team into Rumble. A little bit hard for you to gank. Like you don't really have any sort of like Trinity obviously has the slow. You can take down. I mean, Rumbles, to be honest, is not as squishy as a champion as you might think. Like he does have his shield. Like early ganks is probably going to be difficult onto Rumble unless he's really pushed up far. Z into TF. This is definitely a lane you can impact, but probably like level 6 onwards. And you also have a Castle Leona into Tristana and a Bard. And that is probably very difficult for you to gank. Pre-6, even at level 6, you need to really look at flanking. But this matchup here into Lee Sin, this is a very tough matchup for Eve pre-6. So you need to very much be trying to avoid Lee Sin as much as possible. So we're doing a pretty standard path here, red into golems, probably raptors next. The path that I like on red side, Eve, is, and I'm still testing out paths for the new season, is going for just raptors, red, Krugs, base, get your machete, and then come back onto bot side and get your bot side jungle. But again, this is still fine, this path. Alright, so Trin gets first blood onto Rumble, which is good for him. Start skipping through this now. Alright, so Zed's pushed in. This is good for you in terms of getting Rift Scuttler. Alright, so you're looking to potentially go on bot, but you decide to back off. You place a ward there. Alright, so you're looking at TF here. You need to just do your camps. Like the way that, I mean, this is just not gankable in my eyes. Like the wave is like pushed in here. TF still has flash. Like there's nothing really. The only thing here is you're risking a potential counter gank, which is like rule of thumb for Eve is pre-6. Like the way I play it is unless it's 100% safe gankable, and I feel like that the wave's in a really good position, then that's the only way. Like my criteria for ganking on Eve pre-6 is like everything has to be perfect. It's not like champions like Lee Sin and stuff like that where you can go into situations that are like looking unlikely for a gank and you can still pull it off because Lee Sin has so many ways to get onto you and does a lot of damage early game. So I definitely wouldn't be looking at this gank at all. Just quickly look at the wave and I'll just be backing off. You need to be, your priority as Eve is to be getting level 6 as fast as possible, and to do that you need to be clearing your camps, and then you can start impacting the map. So, especially with the new timers, like your Krugs are going to be, up like in about 50 seconds or so, so you need to be clearing bot side ASAP. But it is okay. I mean, obviously now you're on to Rift Scuttler. It is safe to get this. Zed's pushed in. Alright, so this is hip there. Okay, so Lee Sin actually is here, so this means that he has started blue buff. That's something that you want to be noting. You scare him off here, there's no way he should invade you when you know where he is. Just doing blue buff, this is good. Zed should know where Lee Sin is. Alright, so this is great. Like, you should just be farming up. Bot lane is pushed in, so this is potentially gankable. But again, like, these two champions are very hard for you to gank pre-6. Like, this Bard has like portal and can Q you, can stun you. Tristana has jump. You'll really be reliant on Leona hitting an E, so I actually wouldn't be ganking this at all. I'll be prioritizing again, just getting level 6. Your Krugs have just spawned. You need to be getting those. Alright, so you actually are going for a gank here. Alright, I mean, this is an okay flank. Like, this is what you want to be doing, and they have sort of committed. So, yeah, this is okay. Did you get an assist for that? No, so you didn't get any assist or anything. So, actually, that's not good for you. I mean, it's good in terms of trying to get bot. Alright, so you need to really back off now. Like, now that you're bot side, like, Lee Sin can do whatever he wants top, and he can literally just go and take your camps now. Like, you're really just not doing yourself any justice right here by showing on the map, saying, hey guys, look, I'm bot, I'm Eve, I'm level 4, on 20% health. So you need to base here instantly. There's almost no usage for you to be, like, walking. Like, mid has already got a kill, or like maybe you're trying to... Alright, so you're actually pinging this, so you know that he's on Krugs right here. So yes, go to his bot side and trade it off. Again, that wouldn't be a problem if you were here earlier. So, and you didn't show bot, like, you just wouldn't be able to do that as safely. But this is the right response. Take his camps. You left 2 up, I do like that. Left 1 up, so then that doesn't spawn. Alright, so now you're walking into topside. You see Lee Sin here. This is still good. The problem with this though is that your jungle path is now like a bit messy. So, like, obviously Krugs like died like pretty soon, like about 30-40 seconds ago, and now you're killing these. Like, it's a little awkward for you to be going topside with red buff spawning. Alright, so let's say you get pink wards. No pink wards off base. You could have waited for a pink ward. I would have waited for a pink ward. You definitely want map control, especially with dragons. Start controlling river. Like, your team is like ahead, your mid and bot, so you're definitely in a position right now to just sit back, control river, and just farm up to level 6. Alright, so we're going bot here again, and like, everyone's full health. Okay, you know where Lee Sin is, which is okay, but like, this is really hard for you to gank. Like, you're so reliant on Leona right now, and you're not flanking. You're literally going to be having to walk into a Bard who can just Q you. And he can just portal out. Like, you're wasting a lot of time here. Alright, so now that the bot lane pretty much saw you bot now. Zed's doing really good mid, so it is good to be hovering him. He is like a 20 CS lead, and he is 2 kills up. Alright, so now you awkwardly walk top. So again, this is really inefficient pathing by you. Like, you like went bot, you stayed there for ages, and now you're like walking all the way up here into your red buff. I mean, you definitely want to be getting red buff. I'm not saying it's bad to be here, but the way you're sort of like walking around the map, like you're wasting like 10 seconds here and there, 5 seconds here and there. And like, again, your choices for ganking, like you need to be getting 6. It's like, again, like the only reason you gank on Eve pre-6 is if you know it's like almost at 100% kill. And that was just, they were both full health before bot. That was just not going to happen in a million years. Alright, so now you're coming top here. Okay, actually, interesting. You have Sweeper on Eve. You don't want to be get Sweeper. Eve is one of the only junglers, apart from Lee Sin, that you just want to sit on your yellow trinket, your yellow warding totem, because your job as Eve is to be getting, like, especially level 6, is getting picks, and having vision to make those picks is really important. So that, you know, comes in the pink wards and yellow trinkets, especially like deep warding into their jungle, or like let's say you get mid tower and you can deep ward onto, this is more like a 20-minute pass mark type thing, but you deep ward into here and you can, like, you know, sit here and then like come pick people and stuff like that. So sweeper, like, there's no point. Like when you're level 6, they can't see you on top of yellow wards anyway, and you don't need, you can see when you're seen by pink wards because you get the little alert thing on top of you, right? So definitely don't be getting sweeper on Eve. Alright, so Trinima just dies to Rumble there. And now you just need to be getting level 6 as fast as possible. Like, that should be your priority, like, there should not have been to help Trinimia. Your priority is to get level 6. Especially with like all your jungle up, like this needs to be cleared like a lot quicker. Oh, so you should get level 6 off this camp. TF is ulting bot, so you're now seen on the map. And this is such a good position for you to be in. Like, this is obviously a very messy game. There's like 17 kills in 9 minutes. I mean, you're 0-0-0, which is fine. You're level 6 now. Like, this is your time to start like farming up really fast and start like impacting the map. And this is great. Your team has an advantage here. Like, if like the way that I view Eve is, if my team is winning without me, which they basically have for, I mean, you did impact bot lane a little bit, but like your team's based, like Zed's like pretty much doing this all on his own. If they're winning early game without Eve, like you should just win the game. Like, you don't need to do like those crazy ganks. Like the way that you're playing those ganks, like early game, you were playing as if you were like a Jarvan or like a Lee Sin or like a Rek'Sai or something. Like, that's just not what Eve is. Eve is, I'm stealth, like level 6, I'm an assassin. Like, you can't really assassinate people pre-6 because everyone knows where you are because you don't have stealth. So you really just need to view Eve as like 6, 6, 6. I need to, like, that's my priority. Everything else comes secondary. And yes, like sometimes your team will get, and you'll just lose games because you just will get absolutely out pressured by the jungler early game. And if they snowball that lead, then, you know, all props to them. They played that well. That's Eve's weakness, but you need to just ignore that and play to your strengths. Alright, so I like this. You're going bot now. Is that Zed's? So yeah, Zed's really doing well. Mid's definitely a pressure point that I'll be seeing to snowball this game. Top just keeps trading kills constantly, so this is where I would be looking to not worry about top at all. Like, Trinimia, like, as soon as like these players get into this mindset of like, he has 36 CS at 10 minutes, he's not looking to carry the game, he's just playing the kills game. So mid is absolutely your priority. Bot, you can gank. They're 4-on-1 right now, especially with Leona having ult now. Definitely very gankable. But again, you need to be getting good flanks onto Tristan Bard because they can get away pretty easily. Alright, so you're seeing here, element of surprise, Eve is gone. That means you go and do your camps. Alright, I like the pink ward there. Alright, so this is not really gankable. You don't really have enough damage to one-shot this guy. Leona just missed her E. You have a wave here. Zed's not, like, the only way you kill this guy is with Zed. So this is really bad and just risky. Really risky. Like, Bard's missing, Lee Sin's missing. You just need to back off. Like, I do know, like, you have ult and you feel like you're safe, but you don't want to be using ult defensively. Like, that's the worst thing. And you just have to burn flash here. So yeah, so this is what I'm saying, like, right now Zed is the like your strongest member of the team. You need to be only making plays with Zed, not a support Leona. So Leona actually dies here. You do walk into here and die. Alright, so this is really bad for you guys now, and this was pretty much all of your decision making. Like, your decision making to take that really risky play has led to, I mean, it was a risk, that's why I call it a risk. Now 3 of you are basically dead. So, really, like, trying to really think about, like, ganks. Like, you know, is this possible? Like, because when you show on a gank, you're telling the enemy team where you are. You used all your abilities, so you have no damage left. You didn't kill one-shot DTF, so suddenly you're already automatically on the back foot. And you know, you're sort of wasting Leona's time as well. Like, she should be like helping bot, trying to extend their lead even further. Like, they're 5-1 right now. Leona should just be bot, them trying to be pressuring this tower. And Zed gave a shutdown gold here as well, which is pretty bad. Alright, so you're coming mid now. You do have Krugs up. You do have Wolves up. Trinima should never be fighting like this. Alright, and you also shouldn't be fighting like this either. So, my also rule of thumb with Eve is if you're not flanking, you're farming. So, like right now you're doing like neither of those. You're just walk like this is where Eve is incredibly weak. Like, especially like you're walking into a rumble right now, you can't do anything. But if there's no element of surprise that you see an Eve just walking into them, like there's not scary at all. What's scary is like an Eve like behind there, you like using a W but not like engaging, like then they're like forced to back off and like you can potentially pick one later. Like that's Eve when she's scary. Alright, and again the problem with this is now you're not farming, like you're actually falling really far behind if you notice. Like your Lee Sin's out pressuring you on the map and he's out farming you, which is fine for early game, but like I mean the out pressure side of things, but the out farming should not be a thing at all. Like it should be the other way around. You should be like 80 CS and Lee should be 60 CS right now. And you're 2 levels behind. So this right here, you're 2 levels behind. This is just showing your priority of like you're like trying to gank early game versus in that mindset is I need to like just power farm, get level 6, get my mid game spike, get my jungle item, my AP jungle item. And this is the same thing again. Like, you're trying to help your team too much get these kills. And Lee Sin's just chilling. Top, getting farm, getting experience. He's gotten Rift Herald, he's gotten Dragon. And you're just getting dragged around. You're just constantly getting forced into... I mean, you don't even have enough damage to one-shot Tristana there, so... Like, you not killing Tristana there is also a result of you just not focusing on getting levels. Like, if you had an extra level on your Q there, like he's dead, you know? It's always really little things that add up. Alright, so Lee Sin's really pressuring top right now. I mean, you're literally the same level as a support right now. Alright, so you're pinging because Lee Sin is most likely in here trying to take your red. Alright, I like this. You're actually farming now, trying to catch up on experience and gold. But, yeah, I mean, now that they have the advantage of being... I mean, like, literally, Bard's level ahead of you. So, I mean, this is sort of what you have to do. But now that like, this is where you should be strongest. But right now, you're incredibly weak just because of your early game decision making. And yeah, like right now, you should be like impacting here. But I mean, again, you can't right now because you're just too weak. So this is fine. But ideally, that you were like on these bot fights, like impacting the game. So they're still sitting bot. Dragon is alive. Lee Sin is still alive. I would still be scared of Lee Sin. Alright, so he's just getting objectives literally on spawn. So Lee Sin's definitely definitely playing the experience and gold game. Like, he hasn't done too much in this game, but like he's sort of outplayed you in terms of pressuring and getting these objectives. Okay, so this is where you need to look. Like, again, you need to be farming right now. Like, you're flanking, but this is, you cannot kill these guys. You're level 8. You don't have ultimate, which is huge on Eve. If you don't have ultimate on Eve, you need to be thinking yourself as like, I'm like really just not in that much of an impactful chair. I cannot assassinate people. So, like, I like the idea that you're flanking here, but this is not going to work. Like, look how low your Kaiser is. You don't have enough damage to one-shot any of these guys, and they're all full health. And your entire jungle is up. Alright, and again, like, you're going for these kills again, and you're not... Like, now Lee Sin can take all your top bot side jungle, so you're just getting absolutely starved right now. Lee Sin is 3 levels ahead of you. They're just doing whatever they want bot. I mean, your entire jungle's gone here. Oh, we see Lee Sin. They escape. Alright, and again, I mean, if you see what you're doing here, like, there's just nothing you can do. Like, your Krugs are up, your Raptors are up. You're 3 levels behind Lee Sin. You're a level behind their support. Throw a W to scare them off, but again, there's just nothing you're going to be doing here. Alright, you're forced to ult there defensively. Looks like you're going to get out. I mean, this is a messy game, and you are sort of forced to fight, but like, you're so far behind right now, it's just not gonna, like, even if a fight breaks out, like, you're gonna be so, like, just not impactful at all, because you just don't have any damage. Like, your idea of an assassin, like, to be an assassin, you need to be able to assassinate, and right now you just can't, you just don't have the damage. Even if you get a good flank. Alright, so TF is low here, you're looking for him. I mean, I'm not even sure if you have the damage to kill this guy right now. Okay, I mean, you probably still did. Should get this kill here. Yeah, okay, so he actually does kill you there. Your Krugs are still up. Alright, so this is where I'm probably going to end the review. I mean, it's just, you're just so, like, just not impactful. You're just so far behind right now. Like, this is where Eve, you just, like, Eve is, I mean, you can really tell from this game, like, you really need to prioritize getting level 6 and prioritizing, switching your priorities from, like, yes, I'm a jungler and I need to impact the map. You can do that on Eve, but you can't really do that until level 6 onwards. And to do that, you need to be really farmed up by that point. Like, you can't be, like, this far behind. Because you can't be an assassin. You can't assassinate people anymore. So yeah, like, if you fix those things, like, your Eve will improve significantly. And just switching that mindset, like especially versus these junglers like Lee Sin and stuff, like, you need to fall for the early game. Like, these JMPs are just way better at doing that for you. Where your strength is those mid-game spikes. So I hope that this review was helpful. Anything you want me to sort of clarify or any questions you have, leave them down in the comments below. I also post the notes over on my blog for this game. And also post a video of my Eve jungle path from Season 9, which I still think is good for you to take a look at and potentially try on red side. So this is my Evelynn EU West Plat 3 review. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.